Quiet, you junkie! That was all part of my plan!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dumbest geniuses in video games.
Locked out again! Get in here, Lawrence! Somewhere in this brain lies the key to the Orvis chamber!
For this list, we'll be looking at video game characters that project high intelligence, but have still made some pretty stupid decisions. As we'll be talking about general storylines, expect some spoilers ahead. Which video game genius do you think isn't all that smart? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Cave Johnson, Portal 2.
Those of you helping us test the repulsion gel today, just follow the blue line on the floor. Those of you who volunteered to be injected with praying mantis DNA, I've got some good news and some bad news.
The single-player portion of Portal 2 shines a light on the history of Aperture Science, the company responsible for your nifty portal gun, among other things. As it turns out, the company's founder wasn't too bright in the common sense department. Throughout Portal 2, you'll piece together the company's history partially through audio recordings of Johnson. The further you go, the more unhinged Johnson becomes, showing he shouldn't be the one in charge. Moreover, his thirst for knowledge led him to acquiring toxic moon rocks that poisoned and eventually killed him. But not before he'd ordered his underlings to create a super advanced AI, which would end up murdering a lot of people.
So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.
Number 9, Doctor Nefarious, Ratchet & Clank series.
Greetings, my old friend. Been a long time.
Mad scientists are a classic video game archetype, though it seems most of them tend not to think certain things through. One of Ratchet & Clank's most persistent villains is Dr. Nefarious, a maniacal robot with dreams of taking over the galaxy. Like many before him, Nefarious is overly confident, impatient, and tends to betray most of his allies at the earliest opportunity. Yes, that makes him a pretty big jerk, but it's also a glaring hole in what's supposed to be his supreme intelligence. His traits are often his own downfall. If he didn't treat his so-called compatriots like trash, maybe one of his many failures would have been a success.
Spoiler! It's exhausting!
Number 8, Samuel Hayden, Doom.
I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
The premise of Doom is simple. A portal to hell has opened on Mars with demons pouring through to rain havoc on a facility full of scientists. But why was a portal to hell opened in the first place? Well, that's all thanks to Samuel Hayden. As the chairman of the UAC, Hayden discovers he could siphon energy from the underworld in an attempt to solve Earth's energy crisis. We don't want to tell you how to do your job, Sam, but there had to have been a better solution than this. Hayden also led expeditions into hell and was responsible for the hordes that broke through, eventually threatening all of Earth. If your solution only makes things worse, we have to question your intelligence.
I can't kill you, but I won't have you standing in our way. Until we see each other again.
Number 7, Professor Nakayama, Borderlands 2.
I'm totally terrified right now, but I think I've still got a chance to stop you, Vault Hunter!
The Borderlands franchise has plenty of dim-witted, usually insane characters, but Professor Nakayama definitely takes the cake for dumbest genius. He was a big supporter of Handsome Jack, the tyrannical murder-happy villain of Borderlands 2. That already calls his state of mind into question, though he attempts to clone Jack in the Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt DLC. As he had performed several experiments on himself, even grafting a gun onto his shoulder, he could have provided a tough fight. Instead, after he brags about his power, he falls down the stairs to his death. It's a hilarious way for a so-called genius to go, especially since Borderlands 2 doesn't even have any fall damage.
Simple, Revolt Hunter. Now, go collect the fruits of your labors from the Terminus.
Number 6, Dr. Eggman, Sonic the Hedgehog series.
I'm sorry. Really? Look, go easy on me. I'll turn over a new leaf, I swear!
Dr. Ivo Robotnik, or Eggman, as Sonic and his friends like to call him, is clearly a genius. His IQ is 300, and he's a world-famous roboticist. Truly, his inventions are incredible, and yet, he's somehow constantly thwarted by a hedgehog. Sure, Sonic is pretty powerful and usually has help, but you'd think Robotnik's vast knowledge and experience could clutch a win every now and then. His end goal is to take over the world and force it into his utopic vision. However, if he actually worked with world leaders, he'd probably be able to reach this vision through non-violent methods. Doing so would likely also gain him power and influence, which he certainly craves. Instead, he's a laughingstock.
Looks like you're a bit too late, Sonic! Eggman!
Number 5, Nyko, Dead or Alive 6. If you know Dead or Alive, you know Raidu is a pretty twisted villain known for some pretty vile acts. So when Naiko, a newly introduced fighter and scientist from Myst, revived him as a cyborg, we definitely questioned her intelligence. Once revived, Raidu went on a rampage that literally anyone could have seen coming. Yet it somehow surprised Naiko. She's obviously very smart when it comes to technology and cybernetics, but she clearly didn't consider the consequences of her actions. While she only revives Raidu out of a desire to further her experiments to revive her own father, this was a terrible choice for both her career and for the well-being of others.
Are you not happy? Your mother.
Number 4, Marko Dragic, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Hello? Do I look like I should entertain children? No.
No, he says. No. I am the savior of the mankind, buddy.
When you aren't wrapped up in the main plot of Red Dead Redemption 2, there are plenty of worthwhile side quests to distract you. In Saint Denis, you'll come across Marko Dragic, an inventor who requires your help in a couple of experiments. Dragic is attempting to build a robot, and you help him achieve his dream. Unfortunately, the robot breaks almost instantly after being turned on. That doesn't stop Dragic, though. He's much more successful the second time around. Unfortunately, his invention is such a leap forward in robotics that it kills him immediately. He's not the only genius to cause his own death, but maybe he should have taken that first failure as a sign.
Where's your creation now?
Number 3, Doctor Neo Cortex, Crash Bandicoot series. It's one thing to create something that kills you, but to create something that constantly brings upon your failure time and time again, you may as well just pack it in and call it quits. Dr. Neo Cortex experimented on an unassuming Bandicoot, turning him into the anthropomorphic hero and bane of Cortex's existence. His plan was for Crash to become the general of his army in a quest to take over the world. Cortex already had plenty of minions, goons, and soldiers. Why he so vehemently wanted Crash to be the general is beyond us. He keeps coming back, yet is stopped by Crash every time. No matter what inventions he comes up with, they'll never match up to his greatest failure.
Yet again, Engine has failed to defeat you. For this we must destroy you! Oh, my aching head.
Number 2, Professor Von Cripplsack, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Every character you come across in Conker's Bad Fur Day is more ridiculous than the last. So it should come as no surprise that one of them is a professor who comes up with the dumbest solution to his problem. Professor Von Cripplsack is a mad weasel scientist who is instructed by King Panther to fix his broken table. The professor's solution is not to just make a new leg, but to replace it with Conker, as he's the correct height. However, he also conspires to kill the Panther King and take his throne. He was nearly successful, planting the egg of a xenomorph-like alien in the king that bursts from his chest. But the very squirrel he stupidly doomed brought about his undoing.
It is not a wonderful creature, is it? You're right there, he's not. Just a moment. Right. I'm if I'm gonna live in this world and in this castle, so out of debt. I have something known as technology.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Dr. Wily, Mega Man series. This mad scientist developed a desire for power through the jealousy of his colleague Dr. Light. Though he has never reached the same level of success as his rival, he's still a bona fide genius scientist. In the first game, he reprogrammed several of Dr. Light's machines and attempted to use them to take control. However, in every subsequent appearance, he has either built or forced others to build robotic villains. It always turns out the same way, though, with Mega Man victorious. Maybe if Wily didn't stick to the same formula every time, he'd actually win. Each robot is weak to the power of another. Wily always gives Mega Man the necessary tools to be successful. What an idiot. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.